Hi, my name is Leticia, and we're at the Colegio Delano, Roosevelt in, and our project is medical miracle. So the essential question is, how can we help for someone normalized? Understand? So what is a small video that will explain it better?
Current statistics that nearly half the world's population lives defined as less than $2 a day. 6 people live in extreme poverty of 25. But actually just about a lack of money, of opportunities, a lack of choice, lack of access to all sorts of things that are essential to life, a lack of hope.
So as the video, poverty isn't just that about like money, lack of money, or economical issues. Poverty is not being able to doctor when you're sick, is not having a job, not having where to go, like no opportunity. So economic and poor health world are extremely linked together. Poverty is both a cause and a consequence. It increases the chances of poor health. Poor health traps communities into poverty. So poverty is a cause of poor health. When someone's poor health because of lack of clean water, because the lack of resources that one needs to survive. Since of the resources, and this makes you think this that are not necessarily healthier, but you need. For example, you go to you have to walk time to get so and this water might not be clean the best for you, but so the cycle of and poor health. So first, it starts off. People are born. They have the training and inadequate service and unhealthy food, like living in a rural area. And then there's problems with poverty, which and so like lack of water, of income, and poor health, of course. With poor health comes the diminished treatment. You have to hospital. You have to do all these things in order to. So there's diminished incomes and loss of weight because of the cost of healthcare, all of these other problems. They all So first, done more facts. So the first question, raise your hand. Infectious diseases are the main killers worldwide. Any guesses? Yeah, any more?
AIDS.
Sorry. HIV/AIDS, diarrhea, malaria, and pneumonia. So, how many children due to poverty? So, A, 5,000, C, 15,000, 20,000, and more. D. And the answer is D, 20,000. So, how many children have services? A, which is your guess?
B. B.
Sí.
The answer is
Te dije que era C.
70 million children in health services.
Fun facts about poverty. So there are about 6 children that are in poverty, and 19,000 children every day because of healthcare. One child every and there's a probability that born in not good healthcare environment that won't more than the fifth birthday.
Right, so economic facts. One main reason. So there's one main reason it is one of the greatest problems in the whole. It's because it connects with many other global issues. Some facts are that the wealthiest people, that are 1% in the world, possess of the whole world's wealth. 3 richest billionaires own more than of the poorest countries. Kardashian could have helped save 1,000 children with only paying of one of her parties. But with all these, with all, you clearly notice that poverty isn't just, as stated in the video, poverty is insecurity, powerlessness, isolation of services, etc. So, to affect the world. Well, some facts are that 30 deaths each year are caused by be treated in the better off world. Here, 2 million children die from this, such as diarrhea or pneumonia resources. Every year, 4 million children die from their 6th birthday. This is more popular today among than ever in history.
So now facts about the US. So the US spends about $65 million on things that not make it any healthier, such as nap, gym memberships, coffee trips, and car payment. Also, the doctor services for anyone cost a lot of money. Primary service or a secondary service. If you have a really bad need to get a lot of money.
So how does the lack of health as you can see, the GDP, which is basically the income per person in dollars, over the years. And as the money increases, the mortality rate decreases. Can be and is used to for less child mortality.
So also in hospitals in Lima, Peru, the consult in a hospital in a public 5 to 100 sol. If you don't know, 1 sol 25 in 125 sols. Entire consult, the minimum amount you will pay are 3,500 soles to 7,000 soles. What we're saying for people that do not have enough money to pay for not have enough shelter. So this is a lot of money.
How does this issue affect us? So well, some this issue doesn't affect us. Problems like the medical issues are happening to us, right? But as you can see, somewhat guilty because when you get sick, you have everything you need in life. They're really ill and they get and things diseases that we don't have, but once they get it, they're treated. So it's very dangerous for them.
before we get on to what to help this is our interactive activity. So, getting groups of 3.
Group of 3, and there's gonna be one group of 2.
Okay. Do you have more slides to your PowerPoint? Okay.
So, activity, you'll be handed money.
You're on my village.
So, as you might you amount of money, so yes. So the money we gave you, it's only for your group that you want. And so as around the room, that's safe transportation, electricity, water.
These are elements that you will need these kids are sick to the hospital or need transportation to get there. Have different amounts of money, room, and pay each of the things. And maybe you have enough money to pay all of them. So you have to choose which one you want to. Yeah. So you may go now.
So start. So first. So stand up and go. $25. So you go to the and then the amount of money on the bottom. So you need the money.
Use social media. So
I think food's important.
food's very important. So let's spend 25 on food.
Wait, do we just? On the
You have to choose which you want to which one to pay.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you have how much money is left.
Water is important. Water is important.
Joder, ya aquí 25 para cambiar. Para que nos dé para las dos colores. Y ponemos de And I'm gonna put another one in.
Yeah, we can buy 2 food.
Okay. 2 foods and let's take out the other.
Pagamos todos menos la Delano que le queda. Compra más.
You can take that.
You have money.
Bueno.
Eso, nos agarramos este. Nos estamos pagando ese comida.
No fue par, no.
Oye,
No fue par. Cero más.
Más agua.
You have to pay one every. Yeah.
Right.
Sit down.
It is.
When you have big,
¿Qué?
once you paid everything, that's pagamos porque no nos alcanza. Yeah, so this is like the last opportunity like to pay.
So raise your hand if you don't have enough money to buy. So that group, what did you buy?
Pay for electricity. Why did because electricity.
But do you have enough money to pay it or no? No. Okay, so this is what happens in real life. Some people and some people don't. In this case, in houses that don't have electricity, usually live which are farther away, meaning that you sometimes cook any hot meals or light. So it has like complications. So who had like more money that you could buy more things.
So how much money did you have? 125. And you could have given some people the money to some. If you could, yeah.
So this is exactly what happens here.
Yeah. So what did you and so who else? So what didn't you pay?
Transportation.
Why didn't you pay transportation?
Because we feel like are more necessary and we can walk, even though it is harder.
We have money to buy shoes. You got sick and you had to get to the hospital. Would you walk?
Still feel it's important, but only
So yeah, what
Pay for the hospital. We thought that if we had enough water and light and to cook meats and things like that, the of going to the hospital we're going to be.
So those were like the two options. Transportation and no food and water. Like trying to survive with what you have. The odds reducing of not going to lose.
In this case, like you have a much less problem. But what if you have a kid and it gets really, really sick? And it would eventually die because you cannot cure a kid with water.
so
Didn't buy transportation, shelter. Basically you roof over your head and what did you pay?
food, water, and a hospital.
No unsheltered.
Shelter, no, not that kind.
Moving on.
Hospital vale 150. No, vamos a comprar water.
So this interactive activity was basically to show you that this is what happens in real life. Some people have what's necessary and even more things, and some people don't have enough. So what can we do about it?
So this is a reason why we decided to create a project.
Bigger project on poverty.
This is Innocent, a newborn baby in Zambia, one of the poorest countries in Africa. One of his opportunities in a world where the gap between rich and poor is still growing, where the wealthiest 1% possess about 40% of the global wealth, and the 3 richest billionaires own more than the 58 poorest countries combined. In a world where 600 million children live in extreme poverty, and where 19,000 children die of poverty every day, that is 1 child every 4.5 seconds. Where food prices are on the rise, nearly 1.5 billion people have to get by on $1.25 per day, the poverty line. That means half a loaf of bread in Europe or the US. Another 3 billion people live on $2 a day, which means a kilo of potatoes in developed countries, where 300,000 women die during childbirth because of medical complications which can be easily treated in the developed world. Where the life expectancy is 2 years compared with 81 years. Where globally 80% school, but in Western and Central Africa, 40%. In the whole of Africa, 5 million children, which means that they will lack the education their way out of poverty.
So up to there you can have your overview of what basically poverty is and why we would choose this topic. But basically the project is we were brainstorming one day what type of project. And well, I was in Venezuela and I'm diabetic, so I wasn't. And then my mom told me that in a chat, a person in Venezuela that was diabetic that had my same age was dying. Necessary insulin. I had the same type of insulin he had, but it had just staying there, so I couldn't give it to him. So he eventually died. Like that really touched me because people like die, they don't have the resources, and that do this project. Then Isa came along, had like the same like potential to have the project, and that's how we came up with the idea and we started and came to. So our investigation process by reading a lot of articles about like medications and lack of resources and poverty. All we found out about facts, information, and data we never knew about before. And well, then we after reading, we decided to put our focus on kids because they're like the ones that get in like suffer this problem the most out of all of the population.
So the process of planning. So first, we made calls to different people, to different organizations, to give us more of an idea of what we wanted to do. We had meetings with different organizations that do this, the things we wanted to help. Meetings to so that we could share ideas and so that we could start this project and have an. So then it took a lot of planning because every time we tried to the places we have meetings, they were busy because they had a lot of things to do. We came up with our action. So this is Fundación Oli Perú is one help us. This is a non-profit organization that helps generally poor people all around Peru by helping them with the money they need to buy medical care, to help them with their culture, and to help them go out in life. Also, Se Parta el Milagro, this is also a non-profit organization that helps fully or partially in the medical care of kids. So they find ways to raise money. They sell cookies, and they do like little gifts and little hearts made out of cloth, and they sell raise the money for the medical care of kids. And finally, the Ronald McDonald House, that's a place where families who have sick children and come from all around Peru a roof over their heads and all the necessary they need. So this is a video leader of the Ronald McDonald House explaining basically what the Ronald McDonald House is, and it's in Spanish.
So, yeah. So she's the person that has helped us throughout this project.
Soy gerenta de la Casa Ronald McDonald, ubicada en el Surco. De profesión soy maestría en marketing y especialización en filantropía. Acá es gerencia en el hogar. Tenemos alrededor de 22 familias, las cuales vienen a esta casa a permanecer por tiempo. Niños menores de 18 años reciben tratamiento en el hospital del Lima. ¿Qué hacemos acá? Les damos contención, les damos un abrigo, les damos un poco de alimentación y nada, están bien por cuidarlos.
Okay, so then there's our our action plan is divided into two parts: the health of the children, and also like being their normal lives, like being children, playing and having fun, happy. So the health part of the project. So health. First of all, we're going to collect money from different places, and from the sponsor run in our school. We do a sponsor run, and well, basically we're gonna do like other little projects, for example, bake sales or fundraising, and after that we'll have this amount that with the help of our we'll buy two things. One of them is tablets that are for entertainment for the kids while they're getting treatment in el Hospital del Niño, which is the hospital, and they can entertain themselves and distract themselves from what's actually happening to them. And the second thing is machines for their actual. And if they need a breathing machine, we'll help them buy it because sometimes the hospital, the Hospital del Niño, isn't a very rich hospital, as I can say. It needs resources. It has lack of resources, so we're gonna help buy these machines for these specific people. Then there's also donating that will donate toys, clothes, like all of these things we don't use anymore, but only if they're in good conditions to give to the kids and their families. There's also, for health, their health in college. So there's a college in Peru that's all girls that is practicing medicine and helping like being doctors, pediatrics. So with the help of these girls, and help the kids be in a better state and receive their treatment. Lack of staff. There's not enough staff in the hospital to treat the children, and that's why these students will help out. And it's a win-win because the students get the practice they need and the children receive their treatment.
So the being with their kids. So basically, what we want to give these kids is while they're getting treated, we want to give them a normal life. We want them to experience all things a normal kid like us will experience. We want them to have fun. We want them to learn. We want them to have all the opportunities we have right now while they're being treated. So we're gonna do different activities to do this. So we're gonna do first. We're gonna explain what we're gonna do. First, we're at the beginning of every visit. We're gonna do a little presentation to explain like we're gonna do every day. We're gonna make bracelets. We're gonna draw. We're gonna play outside. But it all a final activity we're gonna do on December called Wishes to Santa. It's kind of Christmas event that it all comes in together. So that the kids are gonna do and some of other activities, we're gonna sell them as part of our collecting money to buy the machine. So basically, kids are making bracelets for fun, and we're selling those bracelets so that we can get the money to buy them. So to make this sustainable, we're going every 2 weeks with a whole group that's going with us. But basically, we are going every week to stay in touch.
Ronald McDonald.
So the field trip. So basically, the kids who are we're doing a field trip for the kids that are in a good state, so that they're able to go to a bus and go to different places. So what we want to do here is we want to take them in the school buses on Saturdays that are not used, and take them to places like the beach, so that they can have a good experience while they're in taken care of and while they're sick. And what we want to do is we want to make this unforgettable so that like kids can remember what they did and have fun.
So other projects are a part of our big action plan. Is for example, Wishes to Santa that Isabella mentioned before. It is a project that maybe you have heard before, where kids write what they want, one thing they want for Christmas in a letter, and they put it underneath the house tree. And afterwards, we grab the letters and we give them to every person who wants to help out. And they buy this gift for the kids. And then on Christmas Eve, they receive the gifts and they open it and wishes for Santa. So our future steps is so the house we're working with, the Ronald McDonald House, opens up in March 28, 2017, where we'll be there in the inauguration in order to participate, and then from there we're gonna start our project. Then we're gonna start with our NGO on April. We're gonna start raising money to buy the tablets and the machines, and then the Health and College project will come afterwards.
So reflecting, and so some things that's going well is that we already have other project plan and we're ready to go. And once the Ronald McDonald House opens, and then we're also working collaboratively with different organizations, and we have a good relationship with Ronald McDonald House, and we have already, like I said, organized our project.
So and difficulties in the way that we get a lot of there are a lot of distractions and no time. Since we have school in the way, we have a lot of homework, a lot of projects. By the end of the year exam, so it's really hard to have the. That's why we're organizing one. So for sustainability,
We're keeping in touch with the organizations, the hospital, the Ronald McDonald House, and every partnership we're working with.
then we're also having constant visits, as we mentioned before, every 2 weeks. We'll assist to the Ronald McDonald House. And then we also have our key persons that will we have like a group chat where we talk every day we need to, and we all like stay in contact, in touch, and with communicating. And thank you for.